Welcome to another episode of the A-List Movie Club. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Truth. And of course, with me as always are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Good.
All right. And of course, this is the show where each week a different one of us picks a movie for the others to check out. And this time it was John's turn. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you picked?
Well, I picked a movie I saw when it first came out. I haven't seen it since. That I really liked. I think it's Sylvester Stallone's one of his best acting jobs. Directed by James Mangold, who did Wolverine. Or Logan, I mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked Copland.
All right. And the synopsis is the sheriff of a suburban New Jersey community populated by New York City police officers slowly discovers the town in a front for mob connections and corruption.
And other unlikely shenanigans.
Dun,
Um,
dun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll start us off as I usually do, because you want to get the good out of the way, and then it's all down from there. I liked the movie. The cast was fantastic. Great actors all around in this movie. They're just a superb casting. Well acted, very, very well acted. And I saw this movie when it came out also. And I didn't remember what kind of a slog it was to get through. I liked, don't get me wrong, I liked the movie. The pace seemed a little slow. And I mean, the climax of the movie at the end was fantastic, was absolutely fantastic. I don't think they needed more of that in there, but I think they needed to pace it up a little bit more. Ray Liotta, fantastic. Harvey Keitel, what a fucking actor that guy is. He is really, really, really good.
He's never been bad in anything I've ever seen him in.
No. The Reservoir Dogs is one of my favorite roles he did.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Yeah, and Pulp Fiction. Yeah, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Would I recommend it to people? Yeah, I'd recommend it to people. I'd just say it's a little slow moving, but the end makes up for it a little bit. Sylvester Stallone was a good actor, acted very well in this movie. He really did. It was strange to see a young Jeannie Garofalo.
Garofalo, yeah. I said that to him. We're watching. I go, is that Janine Garofalo? Without
glasses?
Peter Berg, Robert Patrick.
Right. Yeah. All good, all very good actors, and like I said, I liked it. I would recommend it. I just thought the pace was a little bit slow. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I watched this like 2 weeks ago.
I
watched it with my son's mom, and she had never heard of it. And she looked at the cover and she asked what it's about. And I said, well, Stallone plays a cop. And she's like, oh, so it's one of those movies. I'm like, no. It's not your typical Stallone, let's blow a bunch of shit up kind of movie. I said, it's character driven, dialogue. There's little to no action, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you would think when you think Stallone's in it. Yeah. I could have trimmed the fat a little. It's talky. It needed some humor or action to sort of break it up a little bit. They probably could have cut out some scenes. But for like a slow burn kind of, I don't know, crime thriller. I don't know how you would describe it.
Yeah, that's
crime drama. Yeah,
crime drama. Yeah. I mean, we didn't even mention Robert De Niro. That's how good this cast is.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
And Robert De Niro is one of the greatest of his generation, and we didn't even mention him. I guess if you're a fan of those types of movies, you'd probably like it. But if you're expecting a Stallone type movie, then you may be a little disappointed.
Or like if you see the cast and you're like, oh look, another Goodfellas type movie.
Yeah.
No, it's not that.
Well,
No.
it was Goodfellas cops almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like as violent as
Yes.
Goodfellas. Like people getting shot in the opening scene.
But it's along those lines. I can see
Yeah.
you're fans of that. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. I'd recommend it. Probably not something I'd watch all the time.
No, I'd
Right.
definitely done in the future. I definitely would.
Yeah, like I haven't seen it since it came out, and that was what, like 99. So
Yeah,
I'd
and
watch it again.
in another, 15 years or so, I might rack it up. No. Oh,
But I agree. I think other than like Creed, and Rocky, this might be Stallone's best acting.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh yeah.
That I've seen at least, unless he's done
Oh yeah.
stuff we haven't seen. But
there,
I like.
there's a movie he was in called Nighthawks.
I have that movie too with Rucker Hauer.
That was with Rucker Howard. That was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, that was before Rocky. I think that was early.
wow.
No, that was after Rocky. I think that was
Oh,
the
was
movie
it?
right after Rocky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that Stallone looked like a regular cop, like he should. He's not this muscled. I like
Yeah.
how they kept him covered so he looked like a regular guy.
Yeah.
Most sheriffs don't look like him. Like,
Like if it was a rock movie and he just put on a sheriff's outfit and everybody looks like
the
this.
Rock can't hide. He's so
Yeah,
big you can't
true.
hide him.
that's true.
Nowadays you can hide Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which blows my mind because I saw him when I met him, he was jacked to shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the movie. With that cast, can't go wrong.
Yep. All right, Wesley.
This is definitely like a movie that flies under the radar. Like when you talk about any of like these actors' best movies and whatnot, this isn't even like a thought to people. Like it's not bad or anything, but people just don't think about it. I think like they sort of forget it exists.
Yeah.
It surprisingly when we're watching it, I'm like, this is actually kind of a timely movie with the police cover up at the beginning and stuff. I'm like, oh wow, this is still very timely today.
Still relevant. Yeah.
Yeah, like you guys said, good performances all around. There's a lot of big names. There's a lot of subplots, backstories, a lot of things that happen in the past between these characters that get brought up, like, oh, I did this for you 2 years ago, and it's almost like there could be a prequel. But everything kind of comes together for the most part, I think. The story was pretty straightforward about corruption, but there's some good surprises. It's definitely a quiet, small scale, like you said, more of an acting-driven movie I have written. And yeah, I probably, like, if I changed stuff, I would put some of that action at the end more throughout. Like, take out one of the goons 45 minutes in, and then take out another goon, and then the big boss for the finale type thing, but not just all in 5 minutes.
Well, see, I don't think that would have worked, Wes, with the way this was.
Yeah.
Because once he took out one of them, they would all gun for him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm just trying to think of what would have.
Yeah, I actually didn't like the end, but
yeah, what would have driven the pace more. I thought, it would keep it more. I don't know, whatever. But that's why I don't write movies, I guess. But yeah, I thought Robert De Niro would be in more, but I was all right with what he was in because he was good in it. it was more of an end Robert De Niro than Sylvester Stallone and Robert De Niro, like, you know, a double bill type thing.
Yeah.
Like we said, the pacing could get a little slow, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like I was like, oh my God, when is this going to end? And
No,
yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't Tenet.
yeah.
God, no.
It wasn't what?
It wasn't
Tenet.
Tenet.
After the first 7 minutes of that movie, I was like, "Why the fuck is this gonna end?"
And I will shout out the Bruce Springsteen songs. I was like, that sounds like Bruce to me.
Oh yeah.
All right, Johnny, what you got for trivia?
Stallone gained 40 pounds to look more, like I said, like a regular Joe.
Uh-huh.
He gained that by eating pancakes.
Worst things to have to eat.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I didn't because I turned the movie off when the credits started. But it says at the end of the credits, huh?
There's an after credit thing?
No, yeah, but not a scene. It's just
Oh.
it says this film was a work of fiction. It is currently illegal for New York City police officers to live outside the state of New York.
Oh, okay.
Ray Liotta wanted the part that Stallone got, and Stallone wanted the part that Ray Liotta got.
Interesting.
The scene in Robert De Niro's office where he's eating a sandwich was completely improvised. Robert De Niro was on lunch, and I guess they just said, "All right, let's go." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So he just like added the sandwich to the scene.
That's funny.
Everyone on the set worked for minimum wage.
Wow.
They all worked for scale. The town of Garrison, New Jersey does not exist. It's not a real place. Miramax had high hopes for this movie, and Stallone thought it would be the role to pull him out of his acting slump and back on the A-list. While the film gathered decent reviews from critics, it didn't do well at the box office, making only $13.5 million during its opening weekend, and then dropping 5 spots at second weekend. Jeez. Stallone said he had a lot of fun making a film, but claimed it hurt his career even further. John Travolta, Tom Hanks, and Tom Cruise were all considered for the role that Stallone got.
Wow. Tom Hanks would be interesting in like an action movie.
Yeah, but it's not really a lot of action.
Yeah, but to see him like as a cop would be interesting. It's like the most action he does is like Da Vinci Code. And that's just running through hallways.
What's the Road to Perdition? Didn't that have some action?
Oh, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh God, how could I forget that?
Yeah.
The director James Mangold and the producer Kathy Conrad met on this movie, and they are now husband and wife.
Oh.
And not divorced yet, shockingly.
Well, let's rate this pig. I'm going to give this a solid 7. I think it's above average, but I don't think it was a great movie. I think it was a good movie.
Yeah. See, you guys liked the editing. I didn't. I don't think it needed it. I would have liked it better if they just got arrested, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, finish it out the way there was that kind of movie all along, then don't add that in the last 5 minutes. I don't hate it, just I wouldn't have done it that way, but you know, that's why I don't make movies. So yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's probably a really high 7. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's good, not great, but not terrible.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking 7 too.
Just for the acting alone, my goodness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 7's all around for Copland. All right. That brings us to next time. Now, this is a movie that I think all three of us have never seen, and it's a movie I've always wanted to, but just haven't for some reason. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Wow. Yeah, I've never seen it. Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah, and it's shocking because Jim Carrey is one of my favorites, and I've just never seen it, and it's like one of his best, but I've just never sat down and watched it.
I never seen a lot of his dramas.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good dramatic actor. He really is.
I like Number 23. I thought he was good in that.
I've never seen that either.
And The Truman Show was good.
Oh yeah, I only saw that in the theater.
It was a great movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until then, John, you want to talk a little bit about the podcast?
Yeah, We Like Wrestling Podcast. It's a weekly podcast and YouTube show. We discuss any and everything wrestling related. We're on Spotify and iTunes or Apple, wherever you find podcasts. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and TikTok. I told I keep forgetting to mention TikTok.
Oh, they're watching.
Yeah. We Like Wrestling Podcast.
All right. And of course, for me, you can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/westside of515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/westtruebaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter, the Instagram, and the Letterboxd at Wes Baylist. Until next time, truth out.